Hey there! Have you ever watched a movie and thought, what did I just see? The kind of jaw-dropping stuff that leaves you stunned, or even a little disturbed. If you're ready to dive into a world of intense, mind-bending cinema, let me introduce you to the top 5 most controversial R-rated movies. These are films that have pushed boundaries, ruffled feathers, and sparked debates for years. Whether you love them or hate them, these movies are unforgettable. Alright, let's kick this off with a bang. First up, The Passion of the Christ. This one had everyone talking when it came out. Directed by Mel Gibson, it follows the final hours of Jesus Christ, showing his arrest, trial, and brutal crucifixion. Now, this isn't your typical Sunday school film. It's gritty, graphic, and doesn't shy away from the details. People were both praising and condemning it. On one side, it's hailed as a powerful, emotional portrayal of faith. On the other, many felt it was just way too intense and overly violent. It's a must-watch if you're interested in films that aim to dig deep into religious themes. But be warned, it's heavy. You're not walking away from this one without some strong emotions. Maybe even questions. I remember watching it and just sitting there, speechless. One big critique? The brutality. Mel Gibson really goes all in. And for some, it's more overwhelming than thought-provoking. But if you're up for it, it's one to check out. Now, brace yourself, because Irreversible takes controversial to a whole new level. This French film by Gaspar Noé is honestly intense. The story is told in reverse, which is kind of cool in itself, and follows a man's journey for revenge after his girlfriend is assaulted. But here's the kicker. It has scenes that are, well, borderline unwatchable. One scene in particular is so graphic and unsettling that many people walked out of theaters. It's a must-watch if you're into unconventional storytelling, as Noé's style is definitely unique, but it's not something to watch on a casual Friday night with popcorn. The movie's whole aim is to make you uncomfortable, to make you feel the weight of violence. If you're looking for a standard revenge movie, this isn't it. It's intense, disturbing, and unforgettable, but it's easy to see why some call it too much. Moving on to Straw Dogs, an older film directed by Sam Peckinpah. And boy, did this one stir the pot. It's about a couple who moves to a rural English town, and things take a dark turn involving violence and revenge. It's part thriller, part psychological horror, and it digs into the darker sides of human nature. Peckinpah didn't hold back with this one, exploring toxic masculinity, bullying, and violence in a way that really hit home for viewers back in the day, and still does today. Watching this, I couldn't help but feel a mix of fascination and horror. It's intense, thought-provoking, and for those reasons, worth a watch. But fair warning, the film doesn't handle certain themes in the most delicate way. It's raw and unfiltered, and that's not for everyone. Some might find it dated now, but it's hard to ignore its impact. Alright, if we're talking about controversial films, we have to mention A Clockwork Orange. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, this one's a wild ride from start to finish. Set in a dystopian future, it follows Alex, a teenage delinquent with a taste for violence and Beethoven. The movie is stylish, with Kubrick's artistic flair in every shot, but it's also pretty hard to stomach. It's a commentary on free will, the nature of violence, and society's attempts to rehabilitate individuals, but Kubrick's brutal and unsettling style had people in an uproar. Watching it is like getting pulled into a nightmare circus where you don't know whether to laugh, cringe, or both. Some scenes are almost cartoonish with how far they push boundaries. If you're up for a challenging film that makes you think, this one's for you. But be warned, it's not exactly a feel-good movie. Kubrick doesn't pull punches, and for some, it crosses the line. Yet for all its harshness, A Clockwork Orange is iconic, leaving a massive footprint in the film world. Last but definitely not least, we have Old Boy. This South Korean masterpiece, directed by Park Chan-wook, tells the story of a man mysteriously imprisoned for 15 years, only to be released suddenly without any explanation. He's got one thing on his mind: revenge. The plot is gripping, and the twists? They're jaw-dropping. There's an infamous hallway fight scene, shot in one long take, that's become legendary. It's gritty, intense, and somehow artistic. But let's not sugarcoat it. Oldboy can be hard to watch. There are some brutal scenes, and the plot's twists aren't for the faint-hearted. You get drawn in, but you might leave feeling a bit shaken. The film's exploration of vengeance and the human psyche is brilliantly done, but some find its darker elements off-putting. Personally, though, I think that's what makes it unforgettable. It's not afraid to show the ugly side of human emotion. So, there you have it. The top 5 controversial movies that are bold, boundary-pushing, and in some cases, downright shocking. Each of these films offers a unique and intense viewing experience. Love them or hate them, they're hard to ignore. Whether you're watching for the artistry, the shock value, or just to see what all the fuss is about, these movies will leave a lasting impression. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,